All right, in this lesson, we're going to be learning the solo parts, the lead parts to Ophelia by the band. Robbie Robertson, great little solo, chord tone. He's targeting all the chord tones, sounds great. Nothing too terribly, fast to play. So let's get into the lick. He does a little lick at the end, or in between the two parts of the verse. So let's go over that. So we're coming out of the verse. It's that lick. So it comes, we're at the G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plays a little C triad here, first inversion. 5, 5, 5, D, G, and B strings. Then we have a hammer on 5 to 7 on the D, to the 5 on the G. Then we do 7 to 9 slide. Then 8, 10, 8 to 9. So that's over the, this is over the C, the little turnaround they do. So it's C, A7, D7, G7. All right, and then he finishes it off with, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bends on the 7th fret of the G string. Then a pull off from 7 to 5 and lands on the A. Okay, that's the first little fill. That's over. So briefly, let's take a look at the tones he's hitting. So he's sliding up here, playing around the 3rd of the C. It's the 3rd, right? That is over the A7 as A in the flat 7 of A7. And he goes back to the 3rd of C, and then over the D7 and the G, it's the bend. Still targeting the 3rd of the C chord, really, the tonal center of the song, so it works. Because it's the, let's see, it's the 9 of D. Because it's an E that we're playing there, right? So if you were playing a D9, I'm sorry, it's the 9 of, D. And then of G, it's a 6, okay? So it's more, I think he's targeting the tonal, the chord tone of the C major chord there, okay? That's lick 1. All right. Then he does another lick in the same spot leading into the chorus. Okay, so let's take a look at that next. Okay, it goes. Like that. Okay, so what is that? That's a little hammer on from 5 to 7. Right here, we're in that C kind of country scale, or C major pentatonic pattern, where our root note is here. We can basically play a pentatonic minor shape, but our roots are where our pinky is. and it sounds like C major. Relative major pentatonic. So he goes, so hammer on from 5 to 7, then he's double stop on the 5s on the G and B string. Then he comes up here and he slides up to the 10 on the B, to 8. He comes back to this position and does a pre-bend. So you're bending the 7 before you hit it. Then you go to 5. Then he does a regular bend. Regular 7, 5, 7 on the D. So we have then you slide up to the 9. Ending on the root note C. So it's just like that. And that leads us right into the solo. Okay, so the solo is over the verse chord progressions. We start on C. Then we go to E7, right? So over the C, he's going to go. So we're up here. So that's 12G, 12E. It's like a 6th interval, but we're playing the G, which is our 5th of C, and the 3rd, E, that's our 3rd of C. So he's targeting the chord tones. So I'm hybrid picking this. Then grab the 13 with your pinky and back to the 12. Okay, then the chord switches to E7. Over that, he's going to play the 3rd and the root of E. So if we had like a E dominant chord here, he's playing the 3rd. That's the 3rd of E. So 13th fret G string, 12th fret E string, and he plays, he goes up a half step, creates that little tension, and he slides down. So far we have okay, now we're on the A7 chord. What's he doing there? He does basically the same thing he did on the E. He's going to go up here where it's just like this, right? Just an octave higher. So we're 18, 17. So he does same thing, up that half step to create that tension. Same thing, slides down. Then we're on the D7 chord now. So he slides up to the 10 on the B string, 10 on the E, 12 on the E, 10 on the E. What's he doing there? I mean, that's all. This is your your D, pentatonic major or mixolydian or blues scale, however you want to look at it. That's the 5th of D, that's the root, and that's the 9, or the 2nd. So if you're playing a D9, it's still kind of a chord tone. Then before we go to the F, he does 13, 10. So he's kind of in like a pentatonic or a D blues scale position here. Okay, so far we have sorry. Okay, now what's he do on, now we're going to the F chord. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was all over the F and the G. So over the F, we come out of here. 1, 2, 3 on the 13th fret of the B string. That's the 5th of an F major chord. 1, 2, 3, 11 on the high E. And then you do 6 bends on the 13th fret of the high E string. Okay. On the 7th one, it's a bend it's a pre-bend. Pull off to 11. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry. This is all over the G now. So F here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we switch to G. Still bending there, because that's a G note we're bending to. Then 11, 13, 11. And we drill the root note, the tonal center of the whole song, C. 1, 2, 3 on the 13th fret. All right, so let's play all that together. That's where we are so far. Now we're in the little turnaround. C to A7 to D7 to G. And right there he does. Okay, so what's he doing there? He does this cool little rake. It's all basically C blues. So I'm raking an upstroke and barring the 8th fret, G and B strings. Then I'm hitting the root note on 10 on the D string. And I'm kind of bending that too. Then he does this little major-y kind of lick. 5 to 7 to 5. Then you do the same rake thing, but you hit the 10 twice. And then you're going to do, so it's a bend on the 10th fret G, then bar the 8s, come back up and hit the 8 on the B string again, slide up to the root note, 13th fret B string. This is kind of that. That second box, second pattern for pentatonic. All right, so that was a lot of vibrato there too. Okay, now that brings us into the second half. So now we're back to the C chord. Now he's going to go way up here. So that's, let's see, 19 and 8, 19 on the G, 18 on the E string. Then you're going to switch and play What I'm doing there is I'm playing the 20th fret with my pinky, barring the E and B strings, and I'm bending the 19th fret G string, so it's, so you're bending up to a C. Sorry, if you do it down here, you can see it a little better. That's what you're playing. Well, what is that? That's part of the C major chord. Then he does this. So 20 and 17. Then he hits the 17th fret E string, slides down, and then bends the 15th fret. That's all over the E. So it's, this is over C. Now we're on the E chord. That's over E. So let's take a look at that. What does this have to do with E? Well, we're playing the root note of the whole song, C, and we're playing an E, right? That's an A. That's kind of just like a transitional note. And then he bends the 15th fret of the B string up to an E. So, okay. Then we go to the A. So we come out of, then he, over the A, he does this. So that's, as we're bending that for the E chord, we're going to hold it. As we're holding it, we're going to grab the 15 on the high E with our pinky. We're going to hit it, then hit the B, and then release it. And then we're going to hit it again and bend it up, and then hit the high E string. And then you're going to pick that one more time and go to a 13 twice. That's all over the A. Then you hit the 15 when you go to the D. And that happens to be a D. Okay? So we have, now over the A. That's over the D. Okay, so what's going on over the A? So he's bending up to an E. That's the 5th of A. He's playing G, which is the flat 7 of an A dominant 7 chord. So again, targeting the chord tones. That's a C. That's the root note of the whole song. So that kind of sounds good over any chord. Then it goes up to the 15 when we land on D7. Now from there, it gets a little weird because the horns kind of take over, and I can't really hear exactly what Robertson's doing there. I don't know if they faded them out in the recording in the mix to kind of highlight the horns there, but I would just kind of hang on that D. As we go into the F chord, he then does. And then again, the horns kind of take over on the G chord. You don't really hear much. So that over the F is, that's 12 to 14. So that's the 3rd of F to the 5th of F. And then we bend the 15 to the 13. This could also be looked at too as like the, like the B.B. King box of a major blues sound. So we have our second box here. Could be looked at like that too, but he's still highlighting the chord tones of the chords underneath. So then you just do a full bend on the 13 and then release it. And that's pretty much all I can really hear in there. It gets a little overpowered by the horns. If you wanted to finish it up with something, you could do something like that, just to kind of finish up on the C there. Because then we go, and then you're into the bridge, okay? So that's the whole main solo, okay? So now we got the outro solo. More cool stuff here. So he starts, let's see, he starts, same thing, they do the little turnaround, coming out of the verse, and he goes, that's the first lick. Really cool lick here. So it's 7, 5 to 7 on the G. You do 3 bends working your way up to a full bend. Once you get up to the full bend, then it's a pre-bend release, pull off to 5. And then you hit the 7, 5 again. And that is so that he's going from the minor third to the major third. Total blues thing, right? But he's sliding from 8 to 9 to the third of C. And then playing the 8th fret of the B string. So you do that 3 times. 10, 8, full bend on 10, back to 8. That's our next lick. That's over the C. So we're on C. 1, 2, 3, 4 to E7. So it's that's over the C. Now we're more of like a blues thing, you know. So full bend 13, half bend on 11. That makes it more of a major third sound as opposed to the flat third. To 13. Then he does another bend on the 13, back to the 13 on the B. Then 11, slight bend to 13. So it's like that. Really cool. Then over the A7, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then release. What he's playing the flat 7 of A, because he's bending up to the G. Then over the, let's see, we were on the A, so, well, I'm sorry, E. I'm sorry, the E was, so this is over the C. This is over the E. So the G, what's the relationship there? It's the flat third of an E7. So he's bluesing it up. Then over the A, it's So he's doing a bend and release on the 10th fret of the high E string. Then to 8. That's over the A7. So he's bending up to an E. That's the 5, the 5th chord tone of an A7. And then over the D, he's going 18, all the way up here. And then he does right at the end, he does a release. And then he does something else. Okay, so that's over the D. He's bending up to a C note, which is the flat 7 of D. Okay, then after that, over the F, he does 18 again on the B string now. Bend release, it's a 16. Then we have 17. Pretty easy. Then over the G. So that's the same like we did that thing. Bend on the 10th fret, G. You're barring the 8s on the B and E string. Four times. And then we're into the outro thing. So there you have it. It's really a pretty masterful solo, I think, targeting all those chords. It's not terribly, you don't have to have like Eddie Van Halen chops to play it necessarily. A lot of bends. He's very good at the nuances and the articulation of the notes. So great solo to study, and glad we could do Ophelia. So that's it. That's the solo and the lead parts for Ophelia by the band.